All right. Well, hello and how y'all doing, everyone? Welcome to episode 29 of Our Parents' Basement, a podcast where everybody knows your name. Now, last week on the show, we had a special guest as we went back to basics and talked about what we have been playing lately. We tried to convince you, our audience, to try a new game, and we had a blast as usual with Google Feud. It was lots of fun. And if you missed it, don't worry, you can always check out our episodes on our website ourparentsbasement.com. But tonight, we have a new show for you. I'm excited. And yeah, let's get started, shall we? And as you can see, we are -1. That's okay. We will still make this work. As you all know, I'm Cashel. And with me this evening, we have my good man, Turf. Turf, how's it going this evening for you?
Man, I am happy to be here. I am just pumped. It's a good day. Today is a good day. It's been a very exciting day for all of us fans of a certain video game company.
Exactly. And that is basically what we will be starting off tonight's episode with. Now, if you have been living under a rock, then we will announce to you that the Nintendo's new console, which used to be called codename NX, is now dubbed the Nintendo Switch. And you know what? I got to be honest, when I first saw the footage of the Nintendo Switch, I was a little apprehensive about it. But, as I read more and more about its features and saw some more clips and some more videos, you know what? I'm starting to get a little bit more excited about it. There's a lot to talk about with this because ever since Nintendo's most previous console release, the Wii U, clearly there is a lot of damage control that needs to be done. And I'm wondering if the Nintendo Switch will be able to do that damage control. Turf, how do you feel about the Nintendo Switch so far? And
So far, we're what 12 hours into it. Well, not even that. Like 10 hours into
not
it.
too many.
The life of or the knowing what the Switch was. They kept it like super secret. It was super under lock and key.
Oh yeah.
The Nintendo Switch was. It was a new console. That's all we knew. Was it a handheld? Was it a whole new system? Was it going to be more powerful than the PS4 and the Xbox One? Yes, it's a handheld. It's a console. It's more powerful than the Xbox One. What?
I know.
What? Now I don't know. I'm not a stats guy or a figures guy, specs guy. There we go.
Specs
I don't care
guy,
anything
yeah,
about
me
specific.
neither. So that's okay.
I don't know anything about specs. So it may not be more powerful, but it moved me. It had the power to move me. Man,
it brought
what
a
they've
man
done.
to tears.
All right, we were at Retropalooza.
Yeah.
You'd already left, and we were at the final panel with all the guests. Anyways, Boogie, my good man Boogie, such a good dude.
Yeah.
He dropped a bomb. He said, I talked to somebody from Nintendo, and they said, this is, they didn't, or no, excuse me, back up. It was from somebody from Sony, and somebody from Sony had seen it at a trade show or something like that, or some way Sony had seen it, and he told Boogie, he said, I wish I would have thought of this. I wish that we would have thought of this because it's going to change things. And I completely agree. This is, you had your DS, you had your Wii or your Wii U, okay, let's just say you had your PS4 and you had your Vita. There were two separate things.
Yeah.
They tried a little interchangeability there where you could do what they call it, PS or PlayStation
the
TV.
PlayStation TV and the Vita TV and
Vita TV. There we go.
All that stuff. Yeah.
And it didn't quite catch on. It didn't quite work. Nintendo said, no, this is how we're going to do it. They took my favorite part of the Wii U was the gamepad. A lot of people said it's big, it's bulky, it's blah, blah, blah. I loved it.
I like it too. I think it's comfortable.
Because it's very comfortable. It has a screen on the controller.
Nice screen.
You had the console as long as you were within 30 feet of it, it would work.
Yep.
My son would play games while I watched TV, or if he wanted to watch something on TV, I'd let him do that, and I could sit in there and play a game with him. If I wanted to play something on the PS4, he could play the Wii U, and we were in the same room, but we both got to do our thing. It was that little screen was awesome. And I'll tell you something else that I did with my Wii U that a lot of people, my Wii U failed, and this may have been what caused it, is we took a road trip to Orlando this year, and my son was riding the back seat of the truck, and I hooked the Wii U up in the back, and the games that were, I didn't put any discs in it, but I let him play all the digital games on the Wii U driving down the road because you didn't have to have an internet connection. It would just work with as long as you had the system.
What'd you hook it up to in the first place, though?
Well, my truck has just a regular plug-in, just a regular 110 plug-in in the back seat.
Fancy.
So you plug the Wii U up to that, and it has two, so you could plug the controller up to the other one, and you didn't have to have a TV because you could just directly do it from the gamepad. So we effectively had a Wii U that was portable, and it was amazing. It was awesome. He loved it to be able to drive down the road and play games. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna say that I didn't play games on it at all. It was
Well, wait, while your son was driving and then you played the game?
yeah. While he was driving, he's 7. I was letting him drive. No,
you
I
got to
took
teach
it in
him
the
at an early age. Got to get him used to the rules.
That's how we do it in Arkansas. We teach them fields and back roads, and then we turn you loose on the interstate at 7. But it was really fun to be able to do. So they took my favorite part of the Wii U was the gamepad and the screen in it, and built a whole console around it. Now it's built on this NVIDIA technology that means absolutely gibberish to me.
I don't know what it means either.
It means pretty, I think. That's the company that made pretty. So it's pretty.
I think it's Italian for gorgeousness, but I could be mistaken. I left my dictionary in the other room, so we'll have to get back to you on that.
I think that's what it was. It's definitely Swahili for attractive. I'm about certain of that. Don't quote me for that. But anyways, it took my favorite part of the Wii U, and it made a whole console around it. And this, if you haven't seen this video, I definitely urge you to go check out the video of the Nintendo Switch. It's a console, and it kind of looks weird when it's sitting in front of the TV. I don't know if it's big on the outside, and it looks almost like bookends that you put or a napkin holder or something that you put the handheld in.
Yeah,
it was weird looking. But then you pick it up, you pick up the middle piece out of the stand that's hooked to your TV, and it's the same game on the go. It's the exact. It's not it's not like the smartphone version. It's not the Game Boy version of Street Fighter that you're playing. It's the same version.
It's not the diet version. It's not the sugar-free version. It's the legit version.
Nothing. I mean, it's like the Dr. Pepper 10, man. It's the if you're comparing like a Game Boy and a Nintendo to Coke and Diet Coke. This is the Dr. Pepper 10. It's pretty much the same thing on the go.
Yep.
And so the dude in the video, he picks it up and carries it off, and he's still playing the same game. All right. So then he hops on the airplane.
Yeah, the airplane. That was fun.
He props it up like a tablet. He takes the controllers off the side. They're detachable controllers. So now he's got 2 little controllers, which is one kind of thing that I'm just not 100% into. It was the detachable controllers. Now, had they come off and you put them together and made one controller, like right here,
like a Voltron type of thing, you mean?
Well, they came off the side. If we could have just stuck them together and made one controller, just a circle controller or something, or had some space or something, so I could have some space in between my hands. But the 2 pieces kind of bothered me, because that's like the Wii U and the nunchuck, and that just wasn't super comfortable to me.
Right.
I like my controllers to be one piece. It's my style, and I'm old. But one cool thing they did have is you could hand one of those controllers to your buddy, and you had 2 mini controllers. So you're playing simultaneous stuff with the same controllers. It was a little weird, a little awkward, but it looks really neat. It looks really, really fun.
It's a really good idea too. I mean, controllers are, when you get to a certain point when you're a gamer, you just start to get annoyed with how many controllers you have to either buy because you keep on losing them, or some get misplaced or some get broken. You just have one controller, and if you want to have it separated into 2 controllers, there you go. So
that's exactly the case. And when the guy had it hooked up at his house, he had looked like a Pro controller, or it looked a lot like an Xbox controller or the Wii U Pro controller. It's a regular controller for the real gamers, the hardcore gamers, the guy that's sitting there and playing Call of Duty or whatever modern game there is with the actual controller in front of his TV. And that's me, man. That's where I'm at. I like my DS or my 3DS. I take it with me. It rides around with me everywhere I go. But my ground zero is in front of a TV with a console and a real controller in my hand, not a nunchuck waving around, no motion controls. Yeah, I don't want any waggle wands. But man, I like the
heyo.
I like the Wii U controller. Of course, I'm a guy with kind of large hands, so I like the Wii U controller. It was big and it wasn't too heavy, but it had plenty of room for my hands. The Xbox 360 controller and the
PlayStation.
PlayStation controller.
Yeah.
They fit my hands perfectly. They're comfortable. Like the Xbox 360 controller is the best controller of all time, in my opinion.
Really? I'm surprised you hear say that.
It's it's perfect.
Huh.
I prefer it over the Xbox One controller, but that's just you couldn't improve it. So why try? They should have just used the same controller. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But everything you need is just right there, and it's just it works. I've got it for my computer games. I've got it.
Well, it's kind of I forgot you can use it for your computer as well. Because I thought everything's on the PlayStation controllers too. I mean, you have your home buttons, your shoulder buttons, your bumpers, and all that stuff. But forgot the whole computer hookup thing. That's a valid point.
Well, you can hook up a lot of. I may be talking out of place here. I may be talking out of my rear end, but a PS4 controller, I believe you can hook up to a computer. It's because it's a Bluetooth.
Oh, well, I haven't tried.
I'm not 110% sure on that. So don't, if I'm not, somebody don't crucify me, but I think you can. I think there's ways to do that.
Or you can just leave a comment because we like getting comments.
Ooh, comments. Email me.
Yeah.
Hit me up on Twitter.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm not desperate
whatever you want to do. Really. Say, hey, Turf, you're a moron. That should be our email address, turfyoureamoron@gmail.com. And I'm going to see if that's available.
Don't sell yourself short now.
It's gone now. Somebody just took that. We're going to be getting tweets.
Oh, yeah. Domain names are a growing business, and we just lost one.
The squatters just got us.
Goddamn scalpers. Anyways, back to the Switch.
Man, I was excited for the Wii when I first saw it. I was like, dude, motion controls. You can you swing it and it really swings.
Oh, it's like a little ping pong paddle.
Till Wii Sports got old, and then I hated it.
Yeah.
I wanted to just be able to sit still. The Wii U, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. I never said I wasn't, and I got it the first Christmas. I didn't get it day one, but I got it at Christmas. And I mean, I love the Wii U. I'm a huge fan, huge proponent of it.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to call it a failure. I have more Wii U games than I do PS4 games.
I wouldn't call the Wii U a failure. I mean, I still have one. I'm gonna get one soon. I promise that. But I think it's great. There's so many just games that feel right on it. I mean, yeah, you're not gonna have your Halos, your Call of Duties, your I don't know Street Fighter. Well, maybe Street Fighter's on there. I'm not sure. But how else am I gonna play a Kirby game or the new Bayonetta or this obscure RPG that no one else has heard of? I mean, it's all on the Wii U. I think the Wii U is underrated, and it's a shame that it was such a financial flop for Nintendo.
It was a flop, and I mean, anybody who says it wasn't a flop or a commercial failure is lying to themselves.
Well, they're fanboys. Lying fanboys.
Well, no, you won't find a bigger fanboy than this guy right here. But
fanboys,
dollars, it didn't work.
Yeah.
So, but it didn't appeal to the masses. But I mean, if you did give the Wii U a shot, you would find some phenomenal games that like Bayonetta 2 was. It'd be hard for an action game to top that for me this cycle or whatever.
Yeah,
this generation, because it was good. Mario Kart is phenomenal. Smash is phenomenal.
I love Smash, but you already knew that.
Yeah,
good stuff.
The Wii U has so many good games, and it up until they pretty much quit making games for it, it dominated my living room. It was the console that I played this generation.
So wait, are they done with the Wii U games now? Is that
they've kind of that Mario Color Splash? I think there was a Paper Mario Paper Mario game. I think it's going to be the last Nintendo game. I'm not 100% on that, but there were a lot of really, really good games for the Wii U that, like Splatoon, was something different that people hadn't seen.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Splatoon would have been on Xbox or PlayStation, it would have been huge. It would have been because they had a more install base.
Yeah.
It was big. It was still big, don't get me wrong. And it was big it dominated the Wii U community. But if you'd have had that on
Sony or Xbox,
or Xbox, it would have been Halo and Call of Duty would have had to scoot over because I think people are sick of the green and brown shooters.
Yeah. Brown is realistic. The more brown, the more realistic it is what their mentality is, as far as I can.
That's how they kind of work or kind of made things. But then here comes this bright, colorful thing with the idea is to spray paint everywhere and be a squid and swim through the paint. And it's just weird and goofy, but it worked out and it was super fun.
Yeah.
And Well, the Switch, it's got a slightly, what we saw of it today has a
Hmm.
slightly different Splatoon. Is it a sequel? Is it an update? Is it a,
An
but there,
enhanced port. We're gonna
an
find out.
enhanced port? Yeah, there is a Switch version of Splatoon out there. So that's something that all you Splatoony fans can look forward to. And all you shooter fans need to give it a shot because it's something special. It's a lot of fun. It sounds silly and it sounds childish, but it gets hardcore and it is very, very, very fun.
Yep.
Uh, Already they've got a pretty solid lineup of games coming to the Switch.
Do you have a
There's,
list for it to read
yeah,
off for
actually
us?
I do. I have a list of,
Let's
and
hear
this
it.
is just a lot of this is speculation. A lot of this is what we saw in that video, and it was just a 3-minute video that we're basing all this on. We've already talked, 10 times longer than this video actually lasted.
Yeah.
But so we've got Dragon Quest X, Dragon Quest 11,
What you know,
Just
by the
Dance
way, they're gonna
2017.
shut down
Hey,
Japan when those games come out. Because when Dragon Quest comes out in Japan, it's
oh yeah,
lockdown. People are leaving work or canceling work or school and lining up for those games. So that's already a good sign.
yeah. I mean, you've got Square Enix on board. That, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Just thoughts from an asshole. That's where Nintendo kind of lost favor. They ruled the world with the NES. The Super Nintendo, I don't care what anybody says, topped the Genesis. They had
Well,
Square on board on those two.
naturally.
Then when Square left, then went to Sony instead of the Nintendo 64, they lost the RPGs and
Yeah.
they lost that whole market. So, and their Final Fantasy VII happened, and the rest is history.
Hmm.
The rest is Nintendo playing catch up for the last 20 years.
Yeah, they've had some highs and lows, but it just feels like a lot of the decisions they made maybe after even the Super Nintendo just weren't wise. I mean, with the Nintendo 64, you had that trident shaped controller, which I thought was fun, but most people hated it. And then conversely, with the GameCube, you had those little mini discs. Then you had the GameCube controller, which I hated. That stupid big A button, little tiny B button, it did not work well. The Wii was successful, but that's because it was gimmicky. And then you had the Wii U, which we just talked about. So I think Nintendo has a lot of, they have a reputation to look out for as well. I mean, not everyone who plays on the Nintendo Switch is going to be like us, people who grew up with the Nintendo and the Super Nintendo and the Game Boy and Game Boy Colors and all that stuff. So it's really important I think, for the Nintendo Switch to do well. Do you agree?
I think it's of course it's going to have to do well, or people say that they've got enough money in their war chest to last 5 generations. Yeah, they may, but if you're not making money,
Yeah, and you're spending money
you'll
to
go do something
try
else.
to
They're
make
not
money.
going to sit around and lose money just to let's see how long we can go until we're in the ground. If they quit making money, they're like, oh well, let's do something else so we can make more money, because that's what we do. We're a business. We make money.
Yep.
But I had a good point while going on. Nintendo.
Games. Yeah.
No, Nintendo. We'll get back to the games in a minute.
All right.
There's a lot of things that Nintendo's done first. Everybody likes to dump on Nintendo because that's the cool thing to do. It's the bro thing to do, I guess. Because Nintendo's for kids.
I never
a lot
got
of people
that
do.
mentality,
But
honestly.
there's just a few things that Nintendo did first that everybody else has done. All right, look at your DualShock 4. It has a D-pad on it. Nintendo did that first. It vibrates. Nintendo did that first. It has motion controls. Nintendo did that first. Kind of see a pattern.
Oh yeah. I don't
Wait till after this. There's going to be, I guarantee that the next Vita or something like that, they try to incorporate that Vita Play or Vita TV back into the PlayStation 4 after this. I'm not going to say it's going to be like Wii numbers because the Wii was ridiculous. The amount
the
sold.
Wii was good.
But after the Switch it sells well, you're going to see Sony and Microsoft do things to copy it, because that's what they've done. Nintendo takes chances, and yeah, they pay off sometimes, they don't pay off sometimes, but they've innovated more in the video game industry than those other two companies. They're just sitting around playing for horsepower. Let's see how we can make the things look the wettest. That's that's what they've done. And
Nintendo's got graphics.
They want to be shinier. But Nintendo, they actually innovate. And I don't, whether you like Nintendo or not, those are things that can't be denied. The gamepad for the Wii U, it's just a tablet. It's just a tablet that they made for games. let's see if anybody else does it.
Yep. And again, I don't know when this mentality of saying, yeah, Nintendo sucks, Nintendo's for kids, Nintendo's not a real system. I don't know when that started happening, but I don't like it, because if not for Nintendo, you wouldn't have your Sony PlayStation, you wouldn't have your Xbox and the 360 and all that stuff. I mean, there's a lot to be thankful for with Nintendo.
There's another one that you can chalk up. They were the first ones to use the analog stick. Every controller has an analog stick now. That Nintendo 64 controller that you don't like, the Nintendo 64 controller was the first one that you. Well, I mean, there were systems that used analog sticks before that. But it was a big deal making Mario just walk instead of run, just taking the slow steps because you barely push the button. That was a big deal.
Oh yeah.
So
he can move in a circle. When to me that was crazy. Now I still prefer 2D to 3D, but to see this 2D icon, who you can only go left, right, and up and down, I guess, do like backflips and breakdance and run around in a crazy erratic figure eight pattern and drop a penguin off a cliff. I mean, who didn't do that? That would to me was just, it was genius. And at the time when it first came out, I think everyone thought it was pretty damn awesome as well.
Oh, absolutely. That third dimension, everybody been trying it. I say everybody, companies have been trying to dabble, like Star Fox. They tried to give you that illusion of the third dimension, and it didn't really work until Mario 64 was a 3D world. That was real, man. There was depth to it. There was more than just, more than up and down, left and right. There was a background and a foreground that you could interact with. It was, you were there.
Exactly.
It was a three-dimensional world, and they got the camera. I mean, the camera had some difficulties. There were some growing pains there, but it was, I mean, they did it right first. So hopefully, this innovation and this creativity goes on and is successful again with the Switch. Almost called it the NX again.
Yeah. Habits are hard to break. I gotta say, the thing I'm probably most excited about with the Nintendo Switch, and a lot of people probably won't feel the same way as I do, but I am so excited that it is region free. That makes me so very happy. So I can import, I could, if a game that I want isn't coming out, but somehow kind of, if it pulls like a Fatal Frame 5 and it only gets released in Europe, I can get it and I can play it on my Nintendo Switch, no problems. It's like they finally got the message. Region free is a good thing.
Well, I think these companies are finally starting to realize that the world is a small place now. There's importing it in a niche thing that only like that one guy you knew in town got the weird Japanese games. He was a little too into Dragon Ball Z, and
that was not me. Just clearing that up right now.
But he was that was a really, really niche thing before, and now it's not uncommon to know that these games. We've got the internet. We know what comes out in what region, what we missed out on here. Well, if a game's not going to sell big here, it may sell in Europe or it may sell in Japan. If it's still playable, I'll be able to grab it. It's not that big a deal to be able to order, something from overseas. So I think they're finally realizing that, there's a global market instead of just a North American market, a Japanese market, a PAL market. Yeah. There is a worldwide market that, yes, you can specialize in the PAL region or you can specialize in Japan, but you can make it available worldwide. And it's not like you're going to lose any money by doing it. I mean, you release it in Japan, and some store in Japan decides to ship to America. You haven't lost anything. There's just
you have
just more audience
to buy stuff if it doesn't come to your country. You can, it costs a little bit extra to import, takes a little bit longer to get here, but you can still get it, and most importantly, you can still play it. I mean, what more could you ask for?
I guess Sony was the first one to really embrace that, and I'm glad they did. And I think maybe this is a step towards Nintendo really embracing that too. So we don't have to miss out on those games.
Yeah.
All right, so we get a little windy, especially me and you, man. We get windy.
Well, this is exciting stuff, and I'm just getting started. I mean, did you see the huge amount of third-party support companies that want to allegedly support the Nintendo Switch? I mean, I saw Atlas.
Go ahead.
Bandai. I saw Inti. I saw Gung Ho Productions. I saw so much stuff. I'm like, all right, if they're on board, then shit, I'm definitely gonna get on board if they're gonna make games for this. You know?
There's a lot of, and I would like to see some more companies. Bethesda was on there.
Yep, that's
That was
thank you.
that's another big one that I'd like to
Grasshopper
see.
was on there.
Let's see, Frozen Byte, Level 5. Of course, Level 5 works closely with Nintendo, anyways.
Wait,
Ubisoft. Yeah, they made all the Professor Layton games are all Level 5
Oh,
games.
that is level 5. When I think level 5, I think like Dark Cloud for the PlayStation 2. So, but I'm behind the times. It's all good.
Let's see, Havoc's on there. That'll be a good one. Square Enix, obviously, everybody
Yep,
loves
talked
Square
about them.
Enix. Konami, that was kind of a surprise.
I thought they were done making games. Honestly, I thought they were
Making
more
pachinko machines.
Yeah,
But
Jinx.
I guess there's going to be a downloadable pachinko game on the Switch. I don't know.
God.
Here's one that just tickled my fancy was Platinum. I saw the little Platinum emblem on
Oh, they make like those awesome action games.
Right. They were the ones that they've started making these like throwback cartoon games, like the Ninja Turtle
Oh,
beat 'em
yeah,
up.
that's right.
The well, of course, they made Bayonetta. They made Wonderful 101. They made the Transformers game.
Mm-hmm.
That was the kind of it was like a Generation 1 G1 Transformers game that was awesome. It was so much fun.
Nice.
Let's see. Unity, Epic Games, Ubisoft. Of course, Ubisoft and Nintendo, they play well together.
They're the Just Dance guys, right? Ubisoft.
They are. They're
That's
also the Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed. I haven't. Oh man, I haven't really played any of those games yet. So
Rayman, they do. I believe they do Rayman, don't they?
I'm not sure. I feel like I should know this stuff. I call myself a gamer.
Well, I'd say there's a good 30 developers on this or in this whatever Codemasters. They made all those cool America games back in the day. But there's a lot of good developers this is pretty exciting stuff. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And one, I was talking about Boogie earlier.
Yeah.
Boogie 2988. If you've heard of this channel and not his, wow, you don't spend enough time on the internet.
Thank you though for listening to us. Obviously.
Yeah. That was another thing that he said was some of these companies that he's talked to said, wow, this thing is a joy to develop for. It's like Nintendo finally got the hint.
Memo.
Don't make something that's hard to develop for. These companies, if you make it an easy port over from the PC, the Xbox and the PlayStation, make an easy port over yours. And I think from the way he talked, they went a step further and made it even easier.
Nice. So, that was
all the companies like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Let's go ahead and get this. We're on board. It's not going to no skin off my back. So that's another thing that they really did that they knocked out of the park, and I'm really excited for.
Absolutely, because that's one of their huge flaws with the Wii U, at least, was third-party support. I mean, no one wanted to develop for them because it was hard to.
Well, and this is my personal opinion. There's two things that that decide who wins, pretty much. You've got the I'm going to call them the bro games, because I'm kind of one of those guys, so I can make fun of my own. Madden, 2K basketball, and Call of Duty. You're going to have those. I don't know if they're going to have Call of Duty, if they'll pick that up.
Yeah.
Because I don't see Activision, and then Activision's who does that. I don't see them listed on the developers, but if you can court them and get the games that everybody wants to play Call of Duty. I don't.
Well, not everybody.
Like
not anyone in this podcast anyway. But
right. Well, I'll tell you what. I loved Call of Duty 4 when it was like just Modern Warfare, and before they started turning you into robots and stuff. I was in. I loved the Modern Warfare game. But anyways, you get that, and you get the sports games, the ones that come out every year. You got to have the EA sports games, and you've got to have I guess 2K makes a basketball game, and those are wildly successful. You're going to have those for a big chunk of the people. There's a reason that, those are some of the best-selling games every year, is because people love them. So you're going to have those on your system in order, because not everybody can afford two systems. Not everybody's going to invest in two systems.
Right.
Now, if you can, and those are third-party games. Those aren't Sony games. They're not Microsoft games. Everybody gets a chance to have those. But then you have Nintendo's first-party lineup.
Oh
Yeah, Microsoft has Halo,
Forza.
Nobody cares about Forza though. I think they just make Forza games thinking people want them, but I don't know anybody that.
I don't see the appeal, but like that's all the buzz I hear is about. Oh, I can't wait to get the new Forza game. I'm like,
So you do know people that play it. See, I don't know anybody that plays it.
I mean, what's the appeal? I don't get it. But they probably say that about me when I play some Japanese RPG. But
you're right. We do. We say that when you're not around. But
knew it. Fucking knew
it. I've even lost what I was going to say. Oh yeah, Sony's got like God of War.
Which I do see the appeal lately at all. So,
well, there's a new one coming out.
Oh,
Kratos is an old man. He's got a beard and he's just grizzled.
Yeah, you whippersnappers.
Yeah, get off my lawn. Anyways, they've got their own titles, but you cannot tell me that Halo or God of War can come anywhere to compare to Mario. Mario is he's the freaking Mickey Mouse of video games. That's I'd be willing to bet that more kids can point out Mario than they can Mickey Mouse worldwide. Man,
I think it'd be.
When was the last Mickey Mouse? Well, Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. If you got kids, you know what I'm talking about.
The one with Britney Spears, or that's the Mickey Mouse Club from back in the day.
That was the Mickey Mouse Club. That was This is you do the hot dog dance. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. We had a spell. It's been about 5 years for me, 4 or 5 years since I've done the hot dog dance, but we did that for a while.
Nice.
Yeah, but besides, I would say that Mario he's probably one of the biggest, icons, biggest mascots in the world. So
yeah, definitely,
he doesn't just represent Nintendo.
Yeah,
he represents the entire video game industry. Still, more people. I'd say more people would recognize him than Kratos and Master Chief combined.
Oh yeah, they recognize Mario over your Sonics, your who else is popular? I don't know. Freaking Crash Bandicoot. I mean, I can't even think of anyone more who would even hold a candle to
Bubsy.
Mario.
Bubsy.
Oh, Bubsy. Yeah, totally fucking wouldn't.
But there's even on top of besides Mario, I'd say like the second most recognizable person would probably be Link. Everybody, you see Link, you have got a pretty good idea what you may call him Zelda.
You may call him Zelda. I was about to say, well, they call him Zelda sometimes, but
they know that he's from a video game.
He's popular.
Some soccer mom may see Master Chief and go like, "Oh, that's Spaceman." Look at the barbarian guy. That's Kratos.
Are you watching Star Trek, honey?
They've got an idea who Link is, and they know who Mario is. Everybody knows who Mario is. So
you know what? You just made me think of something else. Like the thing, even after Mario and after Link is probably Pikachu from Pokemon. I mean,
that's a good possibility. Yeah. You're probably right. That's another one that of course, Nintendo has right there in their back pocket.
Yeah, they struck gold with Pokemon. Yeah,
they did. But
bastards.
They have the without a doubt, hands down, best first party. It keeps them afloat. It keeps Nintendo's first party is the reason to buy. And that's the reason that I bought a Wii U. I didn't buy a Wii U for Bayonetta. That was just a really cool bonus.
Yeah,
I bought a Wii U for Mario Kart, Smash Brothers.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy the Kirby game. Was okay. I didn't really like the Kirby game on the Wii U. You
didn't like it?
Kirby Yarn. Yeah.
Wait, Kirby Yarn or Yoshi Yarn? Kirby and the Rainbow Curse is the Kirby game. You draw the rainbow.
Okay, yeah, but it's like you drew the rainbow thing. I wasn't into that.
Oh.
But that was because I had to use a different kind of controller. I had to use the stylus.
Oh, the stylus. Yeah. That makes sense. But I love Kirby, so
the Yoshi's Woolly World was a lot of fun. I love that. But see, they have the best first party, bar none. Nobody's even close. Microsoft and Sony combined, their first party are not even close.
Yeah, and back in the day when Sega was still in the console industry, nope, still couldn't.
Well,
I don't care what you say about Sonic. So,
yeah, Sonic sucks. I'll just say that right now. That's the official Jason stance, the turf stance. Sonic sucks. So, anyways,
here.
They've got so many good games and so much potential. I'm excited for it. I'm gonna
And
get
we
back
have
to
to wait
this list of
until.
games. Get
Oh yeah,
back
go ahead.
to that was like 20 minutes ago. Let's see, we've
Time
got
flies.
Just Dance, which is that Ubisoft game, which
Yeah.
I don't know how they're going to do it without motion controls. That was kind of the either a camera or motion controls is what people always use for that.
Well, did the
Then
specs
the
say there was a
biggie,
camera on there at all? I mean, I didn't.
it didn't say anything about it, but
Oh,
it was a 3-minute video, 3.5-minute video, something like that.
okay. Well,
There's still plenty.
yeah, there's time
Uh,
to learn about it.
the big one, and this is going to be a launch title, and the one everybody's excited for, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. That's going to be huge. That will be astronomical. It will be gargantuan. It will be a behemoth. Write it down. That game's going to be big. It looks like so much. I'm not even I fell off. I like the Zelda. What was the 3DS one?
Oh,
Link Between Worlds.
oh,
The
the one
Link
that was
Between
kind of
Worlds.
like Link to the Past.
Yes, I love that game. Probably it was my favorite game on the DS. I sat down and there's very few games that I play through in less than a week. Usually my 3DS is just in spurts. I sat down in the house and I finished that in probably 3 days. I just binged it was phenomenal. One of the best games I've played in a long time. But
Interesting. Okay.
I'm excited. I like that style. I like the simpler style. That's my thing.
Well,
I'm
that's
simple.
interesting you say that because like the last one I played was Link's Awakening for the Game Boy, which is even more old school than the one you were talking about. So I guess you can understand that this new Zelda Breath of Fresh Air game, whatever it's called.
Breath of the Wild.
Thank you. I'm not a Zelda person. I'll just say it right now. Other than Link's Awakening, that one does not excite me.
See, Breath of the Wild does, and I'll tell you why. Because I liked Ocarina of Time.
Okay.
I did not like Majora's Mask, and that I think Ocarina of Time is kind of where I fell off.
Okay.
I wanted to like Twilight Princess, but the waggle controllers for the Wii
Yeah.
got me. I have it for the GameCube, but I haven't sat down and played it. I need to. I've heard it's really good.
I heard it's good, but I heard it's really like it's a big time sink too. So it's a matter of having the time to play it.
That's another thing, man. The time sink. That's what keeps me from it because they're just. I've got to dedicate myself to it.
Mm-hmm.
Skyward Sword was supposed to be fantastic. I never played it because I had to waggle. All right. I'm kind of lazy. I work all day. When I get home, I want to sit on my fat butt and I want to play a video game with my
You don't want to do this.
No.
For those who are listening, I was wagging my arm. Exactly. I'm right there. I'm right there with you. I think
I just want to play a video game. I don't want to waggle. I don't want to exercise. I don't want to be extra immersed in the game. I want to be immersed in the game by the story, by the sights and the sounds. I don't have to feel like I'm swinging a sword to be part of the game.
Yep.
It's the same thing with a movie. That would be like me going to the movie and, the scary guy in the movie, chasing somebody and me have to get on a treadmill. I ain't into it.
They'd be like, just catch me. I don't feel like running right now.
Yeah.
You got me.
Screw it, man. Just kill. Yeah, go on, get it over with.
What else we got coming out with the Switch switcheroo?
We've got the Mario Kart game, which they showed, which it looks a lot like Mario Kart 8, but they had a King Boo character.
Yes.
There's no King Boo in Mario Kart 8, so unless they've downloaded or they've done something in the last little bit that I don't know about.
So
a Sonic game for 2017, a Pokemon game, which there's been rumored ways that you can use Sun and Moon with it was the NX, the Switch.
For the switcheroo.
So, there's probably going to be some I'd say some Sun and Moon Pokemon in there. Maybe a little Pokemon Stadium type game.
Maybe Pokemon Snap again. Yeah, I can only wish.
Well, I'll tell you what, if this is, and we'll get back to this in a minute, but if this is going to change or replace the portable as well as a console, it may just be a Pokemon game.
Oh, you know what?
It may be a port of Sun and Moon.
Yeah, I keep on forgetting. Like, this isn't like a strictly home console. This isn't strictly portable. It's both. That's what I had to keep on reminding myself of. You can take it with you. You can still hook up to a TV. Yeah. I'm still getting used to that concept.
I know it's a lot to wrap your mind around. We've been, we're going on 30 years of you have your portable, you have your home console, then yeah, you have like, so you have a Super Game Boy or a GameCube, Game Boy Advance
Or the
player
adapter,
to
yeah.
to kind of blur the lines and bring the handheld home. But this is legit, man. The handheld and the home console are the same thing. So we've got a racing game from VD Dev, which I don't know who that
I don't know what that is, but okay, cool.
Venereal disease developer.
Oh, there's a pill for that.
Well, they're all sailors. They were the developers of that. Rise, it's Rise, Race of the Future. Don't know what that is. Don't know what Riverside. Apparently, it's an open world game from Zocrates Laboratories.
Never heard of that either.
Me neither. But
well,
hey,
I think River City Ransom. So maybe an open world River City Ransom type of game. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Dude,
barf.
That'd be awesome. I want like this is kind of wish list type stuff, but I want a River City Ransom. I want the characters to look the same or the same style.
Yeah,
pretty them up, make it look like a cartoon. I don't want like a realistic character. I want the chibi style, what do they call that?
Chibi works, or super super deformed or something like that. They have
right.
SD, yeah.
I want that style of game, Necros or it's something like that. That
with like modern touch.
But I want it to be pretty, maybe even like hand drawn or something like that. But I want it to look like that, but I want it to be on my current console, and I want it to be River City Ransom, maybe just call it River City.
Yeah.
I think that'd be amazing. But
I would love to see
somebody kickstart that.
You what?
Somebody kickstart that.
Yeah. Just be sure to give credit where credit's due. But I'm not sure as far as like my wish list for the Switch is concerned. I mean, for one thing, I already have a backlog of games that are going to get ignored when the Nintendo Switch comes out. And off that list you mentioned, the only one I'm slightly interested in right now, and I'm not even much of a Dragon Quest person, are the Dragon Quest games because I like RPGs. So we'll just have to wait and see if there's some good launch titles coming.
We still got two good biggies. There is Untitled Super Mario game that looks like Mario 64. It was like in that style. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm ready to get back to it.
Kind of like the Cat Mario and with the Wii U?
No. It was like Mario 64, like it was a true 3D world.
Yeah.
It wasn't like Mario 3D World where you're running through levels, but it's a true like Mario Galaxy or Mario 64 type style, maybe Mario Sunshine. They all had that same kind of open world feel.
Oh, okay. Ooh, Mario Sunshine is hard. I hope it's not like that.
It was I'm glad I'm not the only person that thinks that. But it looks a lot like that, and that'll be fun. It'll be a breath of fresh air, man. We hadn't had one of those since, I guess, Galaxy. So, we're looking at
Galaxy
10 years.
2, was Galaxy 2 like that as well?
Galaxy 2 was like that as well, yeah.
Okay, cool.
So 8 or 10 years. It's time. It's time for
wow. That's crazy to think about. It's been that long.
Getting old, brother. Getting old.
But we don't look at.
And then there's the Untitled Splatoon game, which it may be a port of Splatoon with just updates. People are noticing some difference between Splatoon and what they showed in that video. So
yeah, we'll see.
And that's the list of what we have so far.
And you know what? It comes out in March of 2017, so there's still time for third-party developers to jump on board and start creating some new and fun stuff that is just for the Nintendo Switch. One thing I gotta say, and I'm so glad that I think I'm not the only one who thinks this way. I am so happy that the name of it has nothing to do with the word Wii. Because I still think, I still have that 12-year-old mentality, like, Wii, that's funny. It's called a Switch. It's like, okay, it's kind of a dry title. It's kind of boring, but it works for it.
It fits. All the things and I'm just trying to think from what the minuscule thing that I would consider marketing, that I think I know about marketing. It's one syllable. It's easy to say. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say it's probably easy to say in a multitude of languages. You got to keep R's and L's out of there because a lot of countries can't make those sounds. I'm not even being racist. No,
it's true. I was like, wow, that's exactly. I was laughing like how much language has evolved over the years. So you're right.
There's things like that you have to consider. So I think it would work worldwide, in my opinion. It's like I said, it's easy to say. It kind of rolls off your tongue. It's small enough that it'll fit on things. You can, it'll be easy to make a logo out of. So I was with the NX, but I don't know if Japanese companies wanted to use the, like a Roman alphabet or whatever alphabet to.
Like our I know what you're talking about.
No, I'm talking about like our letters look different.
Our characters,
like kanji. Yeah, our characters. I don't they call it Roman alphabet?
I think Romanized is right. I mean, it's called Times New Roman in Microsoft Word. So
there you go.
I mean, if it's in Word, it must be right.
So that's I like the code name NX. I was all on board with it. But if they wanted to call it Switch, is as good as any. I liked a lot of people were pulling for Revolution. I wasn't just a big fan of that one.
That was back in the Wii days, yo.
Yeah, but people were pulling for the NX to be called the Revolution because that was the NX or the Wii's develop code name. There we go.
Yeah, I'm not even sure where I first heard the term Revolution. I think it was like a web comic that's like, yeah, it'll be called the Nintendo Revolution. And that was back when the Wii wasn't even in production yet. So now in this video, do they show a price tag for this thing?
They didn't. There's a lot of speculation. I think Amazon Europe was the one they're usually the one that screws up the price points and stuff like that. It was going to be, there was supposedly, now this is all just rumor and whispers and rumors of whispers and things like that.
Yes.
It's $299 system.
How much?
$299.
Oh, see,
so $300.
Looks like it'd be less than that just based on the look of it.
Well, and then there's a $399 bundle, which what the bundle's going to entail, I don't know. It may just be extra pieces. It may be a game. It may, there's no telling.
Yeah.
So here we go. About every console has different entry levels. So,
well, I mean, we have time. March will get here before you know it. And I got to admit, at first, and I think I mentioned this earlier, I was like, this looks kind of silly. But the more I read about it and I heard about all the third-party support, but then I heard about the region free, and that convinced me. I was on board. I just really hope that the launch titles are worth the admission fee, if you will. So, but like I said, we got time. March is a ways away, but it'll be here before you know it.
I'll tell you what, one thing that just kind of struck me odd out of it, there's a couple things that kind of struck me odd. One is Nintendo's throwing the holiday season out the window. They don't don't care. They're pretty sure that their system's going to sell no matter what. They're going to drop it in the spring, and if they don't, well, they've already announced, I guess, so March of 2017. There's not anywhere close to a holiday. I don't know if they're shooting for spring break or what the plan is.
Oh man,
they just threw the holiday season out the window.
Like they were to release it around Christmas time. Oh my god, GameStops would be like bloodbaths.
Well, they're like bloodbaths anyways. Everywhere. You go back to probably Super Nintendo released in October, didn't it? Well, even back to the Nintendo, it was of 80. Was it 85 when they test marketed the Nintendo? Well, yeah, it was. October of 85 is when it started coming out to test market. Mm-hmm. So ever since the 80s, the game companies have released their system around holidays, just because that's when they know everybody's going to buy stuff. The world's changing. Even my kid, he doesn't just get games he gets games when daddy decides he needs a new game. He doesn't just get them for birthdays and holidays anymore.
Father of the year right here, guys. You heard it straight from me.
It's not father of the year. It's when I decide I want to buy something. I have a job. That's what it is. I'm an adult, and I pay my bills. I pay taxes. I'm an adult.
Yeah, I vote.
Yeah, vote. Anyways, now their audience, and this is going to kind of lead into my next point, so stick with me.
All right.
Their audience isn't just kids and parents for the holidays anymore. They're building this thing for me and you, for the guys, for the people that are out of school. We have a career or a job. We have disposable income, and it doesn't matter. I actually have more disposable income in March than I do around Christmas, because then I'm shopping for Christmas presents around then. I don't have anything coming up in March.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't even think of
I
that.
just got my tax returns back.
Oh my goodness! Look at this wisdom you're dropping. I didn't even think of it that way. Yeah, you're right. Because Christmas, hell, even before like, as soon as it gets like November 1st, you're already buying Christmas stuff. And
well, I've already bought Christmas stuff. I've been buying stuff because so it doesn't hurt as bad.
Really?
I started in September. Yeah,
Dan, you're on the money.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm cheap, man. It hurts me to spend big amounts of money at one time. If I spend little amounts of money over time, I don't notice. It's just playing games with my own head.
Yeah.
So, anyways, that's something that kind of leads me to my next point.
Yeah.
I want you to go back and watch the video. I want you to watch this 3.5-minute teaser trailer of the Nintendo Switch. There's not a kid in it. There's not one 8-year-old in this thing.
What about those like those soccer players? Weren't they youngins or
teenagers? Man, this thing is built for teenagers and young adults. That's who they're marketing it towards.
Which we are. We exactly. Are young adults audience.
This whole deal is aimed at, I'm gonna guess, 15 to 45. That's probably that's who this thing's gonna be built for. Yes, there'll be games that, Mario is still on there. Mario Kart's still on there. There's still family stuff to do, but their marketing is aimed at a higher or an older group. So that was something that I noticed on that when I was watching the video. I'm like, man, there's not little Timmy sitting there going, Mom, buy me a Switch. This is what it's not now.
Yeah. I mean, the Marios and whatnot are they're very family friendly, but I didn't even realize that. I thought the soccer players looked younger than they actually were, but that's a good observation. I did not even realize that. I'm glad about this because hopefully it means there won't be that much crappy shovelware titles. You know how they did that with the Wii? Like everyone wanted to produce for it.
Well, and that you'll still, if it's a success, you'll still have shovelware. I mean, you just will. It's just a fact. But I think one of the things, and this is a topic for a different day, but I think there's less shovelware now, or there will be less, because not everybody and their mom had a Wii, and grandma was buying little Timmy games.
Mm-hmm.
But now, all the crappy games, all the cheaper games, the small developers, they're not going to spend the money on packaging when they can put it out there digitally. So we're going to see less shovelware, I think. Maybe I'm wrong.
That's a good theory.
But then they make all their money from grandma buying it for little Timmy because she doesn't know any better.
She doesn't know any better. Yeah. She's, here's a game. He likes video games. I'll buy this for him.
Little Timmy has a Wii. We're going to buy him the chicken shooting game. It's
look, there's that character you like on there. Yeah. When I was 5. So
we're going to play putt-putt.
Exactly.
We'll buy him a plastic golf club to go with it. That was the magic of the Wii. The Wii U doesn't have, it has some shovelware. It has like the 30-in-1 party game and stuff like that. There's still some of that, but not near as much. And I think as time goes on, there'll be even less. So, one of the things that really excited me about the Switch, and I know we're kind of running out of time, but this kind of got me. There's physical media. That
also really excites me because I hate the digital only thing.
It's not discs that I can scratch. Yes, they're small cartridges that look like a 3DS cartridge or about that size.
Did they show their size actually? Like they showed
the openings. All they showed. Okay. They didn't show an actual cartridge, so I don't know how big they are. They may be a foot long. I don't know.
All right. No, but the Vita chips are like tiny. So I mean, if I can handle those and not worry about breaking them, then I have no fears about the Nintendo Switch ones.
Well, the Nintendo stuff is generally built for durability. My Game & Watches still work, and they're 30 years old.
Jeez.
So, anyways, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, there's physical media. So we've got that. Yeah, they're going to be small, and it's going to take some care to not lose them, because DS games and 3DS games do fall down between seats and cars and things like that. But with a little bit of patience, a little bit of
finesse,
how to act.
Yeah.
Teaching folks how to take care of their stuff, then I think we're really on to something, man. I'm pumped that there's still physical media.
Me too.
I was really afraid that this was going to be the end, that this was going to be the way it goes. But
I thought it was just going to be a tablet. Like it's going to be a Nintendo only tablet, and you had to go to like the Nintendo type of app store and download and pay a crazy amount of money just for a serial number, and that was it. This completely surprised me, and like I said at first, but the more I read, the more I saw, I am really looking forward to it, and we have a few months in between until its release date to see what it's going to have as its launch title, and 5
5 months.
Right, 5 months. Not that long when you think about it. So awesome.
Let's see. There's 5 weeks or 5 months. So you got 20 weeks.
Yeah.
So you got $400 by 20 weeks. If you can, what is that? $80 a week? No, that's not right.
We at Our Parents' Basement aren't math majors. Well,
actually, yes, we are.
Right. But we have
advanced math degrees. I can't even do it in my head right now.
So, well, on that note, then we will have to start wrapping this up. We had some other stuff to talk about, but Nintendo Switch just completely dominated the conversation. I can't wait for it. I know Turf can't wait for it. And if Mr. Nikon were here, I'm sure he couldn't wait for it either. So,
he's Mr. Nikon, he's standing in line for the NX.
Yeah, Mr. Nikon, you were missed.
Switch.
It's okay. You'll get used to it eventually. So you have to every time you say NX, take a rubber band and just flick it on your wrist to remind you to stop doing that. It's that shock therapy.
Actually, every time I call it NX, I'm gonna put out a lit cigarette on my arm.
Oh wow, that's hardcore. Good for you. But Turf, got a question for you. If people want to listen to this episode of Our Parents' Basement again, how can they do that?
Well, if I personally wanted to listen to more of Our Parents' Basement, I would look at my beautiful face on YouTube. I would go to the YouTube channels and I would find Our Parents' Basement. I would like and subscribe and I would comment down below because that's the American way. Or I would go to ourparentsbasement.com. You can leave comments there too. People do all the time. It's kind of awesome. I get to moderate them all. And
side note about that, a lot of them are spam, but we like them anyway because they're comments.
They're all spam. I'm just not gonna lie. They're all. I'm gonna get a legit one day, and if there's a typo in it, it's spam. No, I'm sorry, Sally. I know you really enjoy my blog. Spam.
Yeah, spell check. Duh.
Anyways. So ourparentsbasement.com. We've got some cool bios on there. You get to see cool pictures of us. You get to see all of our videos. They're all there. I want you to also, if you want the audio only version of this podcast, which that's where the gold is. That's where it is. You can take this thing to go with you, plug it into your car, and you get to hear the melodious tones of Our Parents' Basement as you drive down the road.
You can take it anywhere you go, like the Nintendo Switch. Hey, look at that.
Hey, I would. You can go iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, the iHeartRadio, SoundCloud. Anywhere your little mobile device wants to go, you can probably find Our Parents' Basement. And if you can't find Our Parents' Basement where you're looking, look somewhere else. So that's where you can find us. If you want to interact with us, which we love, any kind of interaction y'all want to give us, any kind of positive feedback, constructive criticism, pats on the back, or you can call me an idiot if you want to. That's fine, because that's turfsanidiot.com.
That's the American way.
That's the American way. We're on Facebook.com /OPB podcast, at OPB podcast on Twitter and Instagram, which we need to start using. We'll send us a gram. We'll regram it.
Yeah, we'll Insta like.
If you can, if you want to send me an email, you can do that at opbpodcast@gmail.com. So we look forward to hearing from y'all. Interact with us. Say what's up. Like I said,
and
pats on the back.
Think of the Nintendo Switch. You excited? Not excited? On the fence? Tell us about it.
I'll tell you what. If you don't want to buy a Nintendo Switch, let me know. I'll talk you into it. My enthusiasm rubs off. When we started this afternoon, Cashel, he wasn't into it. He's like, "No, man, I'm not going to buy one. Nintendo's stupid." They look at him now. He's like, "No, I got to get one because they're awesome." My enthusiasm rubs off. I've already sold one. I've sold one already.
He got that.
He got my sponsor me.
My thoughts verbatim. That's exactly what I said. I was like, "Yeah, I don't want it." Yeah, see. So, anyways, thank you for checking out the Our Parents' Basement podcast. And next week we have a show next week. I won't be here.
Maybe not. Who knows?
But we'll see. But
I'll tell you how you can find out. You can check out the Facebook page, Our Parents, or Facebook.com/OPB podcast, or you can check out Twitter at OPB podcast.
Yes.
They'll be able to tell you if we're having a show or not.
And either way, whether we do or not, we look forward to seeing you again. So thanks for watching, and we will catch you all real soon. Until then,
Flip the switch.
please do.